everybody, and welcome to this third part in our series of how to create subs to SRS cards for ANKI. Now, in the other videos, I showed you how to encode a file, and then in the second video, I showed you how to extract the subtitles from that file. Now, the files that we got there are OCR files. They're basically files that we need to OCR in order to get text. So they're binary files, they're not actually text, and in order to input into an ANKI deck we need the text. So what we're going to do is we're going to use Subtitle Edit here to change those binary files into a SRT file. So we open that up and it brings up an import OCR window. Now this is because it knows that these are just pictures of the words, it's not the words itself. So what we need to do is we need to take these pictures of the words and we need to change them into actual text, and we use the OCR program to do that. Now when you start to import, it pops this up. It defaults to English, but of course we want Italian. Now, if you didn't have Italian or French or English or whatever other language you needed, all you need to do is press this button and pick from the list. So I'm going to pick Italian again and press download, just to show you that this takes literally no time at all for it to download and install. So you can pick your languages as you please, as you need them. And now I've got fix OCR errors as it happens, so that's fine. I can prompt it for if it doesn't know the word or it's not in the dictionary, it will prompt me. But on a long file, on a movie, this is going to take forever. So I leave that unticked, and then I let it guess unknown words, because it lists the guesses that it did and it shows you the unknown words when it's done. Okay, so let's just go ahead and start. We go down here, we press OCR or start OCR, and you can see that it starts to read these pictures. It scans these pictures of words in and it tries to translate them using the dictionary. Now some of these it can't find, so wasp, for example, isn't in the Italian dictionary because in this case it's a name and the name is in English. And it's the same here for Avengers and some of the others. Now the ones where it's gotten it wrong, like that it is a valid word, we can go back and correct those later. So correcting it isn't a problem, you can correct it later. All I do is I let it complete, I let it try and guess and fix as much as it can. Now you can see here that where it's green, it recognized all of those words and it is confident that that is a correct sentence. Where it's yellow, it's not. It's found a word or something that it couldn't parse and it's flagged it as a potential mistake. So all of these have come in and they're importing it in, and it's telling you where it has or has not made a valid guess, or that it's 100% clear that it has got this imported correctly. So what we're going to do is we'll just sit here. It doesn't take long for this to finish. Now you notice I didn't bother to change English up here. It doesn't affect anything. The important part here is the OCR auto correction and spell checking. You need to make sure that that dictionary is correct. This one over here is fairly irrelevant. It doesn't really make any difference. These options up here, again, really, I've never ever changed them. I've never come across a case where you might need to change them. It might be that the background is a strange, wonderful color, like orange or something, and you need to change it. But typically, the text is going to be in black and white, and the system can use this to parse it pretty quickly. So it goes through the file and it's picking out the start times and the end times, the duration and the text, and then it's giving it a line number. Now this is actually what you will see. I'll show you at some point later. I'll open up a .srt file and show you, but this is all an SRT file is. It's just these columns in a text file. But because these are no longer pictures, they're text, we'll be able to import them into ANKI and use those for our cards. So that's the important bit. We need to use these in a system that supports text. Now, obviously, ANKI does also support pictures, but the Subs to SRS system, text is the preferred method. You could do this. You could use the pictures, but it would be horrible. It would be time-consuming, and it would take up a lot of hard drive space. So text is very small, doesn't take up a lot of space, and easy to manipulate and to use. So that is the whole thing in a nutshell. What I'll do is I will continue after this finishes. I'll do the English and the French versions as well. Now, one thing you might want to note when you do the English version is the region that your DVD is from, because there's a good possibility that if you bought it in the UK, for example, it's using British English, which means it has British spelling, and if you've selected an American dictionary, that'll get flagged up as errors. The spelling of the word center or tire, for example, will be different, and it'll get flagged up as an error. So you want to make sure that your English dictionary is the correct English dictionary. And the option, there's lots of options for dictionaries, not just US English, but other Englishes as well. So that's finished now, and you can see that there were a fair few numbers of errors, and a couple of the errors are just repeats. So if that was added to the user dictionary, then it wouldn't be a problem. So we'll do that now. Add the word Hulk and Enchantress. And you can see the guesses that it made, it corrected them, because it now knows that, okay, that's a valid word, so I can use it. And so it's turned that green. So a lot of the errors that we got were not errors per se in the OCR reading of the picture, but rather just the fact that, there's a word that wasn't in your dictionary. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll OK that, and it'll populate the edit window. Now, the other good thing is you can load the actual video here, and you can watch the timings, and you can edit the timings, and you can move the time that the subtitle is displayed and all that. But for our purposes, we are not going to do that, because we want the start times and end times to be consistent across all of our files. Now, when we exported them from the encoded file, they're all got the same timestamp. This sentence has the same timestamps in all three of our files. We do not want to change that, because we need the times to match up. So although you can edit the times and the duration and all that in this tool, don't do it for Subs to SRS. All you need to do is, you've got this, if you need to correct a word, I don't know, so this is spelled incorrectly or OCR'd it incorrectly, then you can go through and check the spelling and fix all of that now. I don't know, let's just say that should have been an I instead of an E. You can go through and change it and then save it, and then there you go. But so what you want to do now is we save that as a, and the default here is a .srt file, so we save that as a .srt file, and then when we go and open up, you can see the Italian one's there, and I can now go select the French one, and it'll do the same process again. It'll recognize that it is a picture, not text, and it'll pop up the OCR window for me to use. And I pick the dictionary, and this time I pick French, and off I go. So I'll leave that running. I'll do all three of these, and in the next video I'll show you how we now use the text-based subtitles and the movie film to generate a spreadsheet with all of the relevant data that we can import into ANKI. I will show you where to get the proper ANKI templates for importing into subs to SRS. And then finally, we'll show you the completed cards at the end. So thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you like these sorts of videos. If you have any questions, put them in the comments and I'll try and answer any questions I can. And thank you for watching.